Assalamualaikum semuanya, ini lagi bersama Isni and welcome back to Friday WriteDay with me, where we're going to be uploading research and writing content every Friday. So, isa ka bang estudyante na hindi alam kung paano uumpisahan ang iyong thesis? Or an aspiring researcher na hindi alam kung ano yung gagawin sa iyong research? Or just someone who wants to know something about research? Don't worry, this channel is for you. Pang-apat na ito na episode, I'm really happy na we are progressing as we move along with this project. If hindi nyo pa napanood guys, yung first 3 episode ng Friday WriteDay with me, please, I'm challenging you to do so. Kasi doon nyo makikita kung ano ba talaga yung research, what is research for, why do we do this, ano yung deeper meaning niya, and also in the last episode ay pinag-usapan natin yung thesis and yung components ng thesis. Since na-mention natin sa previous episode na there are also 5 components of an introduction, which is the background of the study, the statement of the problem, the significance of the study, the scope and delimitation, and the definition of terms. For this episode ay iisa-isahin natin, or we will look into the step-by-step ways on how to write a background of the study. Particularly, i-divide natin yung usapan or yung discussion natin into 3 parts again. The first part will be i-define natin kung ano yung background of the study. Yung pangalawang part naman ay I will give you an advice on what to do prior to writing your background of the study. So ano-ano ba yung dapat na gawin mo before you even write the background of your study. And then the third is yung step-by-step ways kung paano natin isulat yung background of the study. So, ano pa ba yung hinihintay natin? Let's roll out that intro. Okay, for the first part ng ating discussion, what is the background of the study? Background of the study means the first section of the paper and establishes the context underlying your research. Napaka-importante ng background of the study. Why? May bibigay akong points na dapat nyong ma-remember because ma-mention natin siya on the step-by-step ways on how to write the background of the study. First is defining the topic. Second is problem gap. Third is the goal of your study. Fourth is thesis statement. And fifth is the significance and relevance of your study to the existing field of research. Kailangan tandaan nyo yung 5 points na yan kasi it will determine the context of your background of the study. Kasi let me tell you guys, kung hindi organized ang inyong background of the study, naku, malamang sa ibang parts ng inyong thesis ay hindi din magiging organized. So, pag gagawa kayo ng proposal thesis, first na babasahin ng mga panelists nyo is yung pagiging organized ng inyong background of the study. So, makakatulong yung 5 points na na-mention ko sa inyo in writing the step-by-step ways of background of the study. Okay, so ang question dito is bakit napaka-importante ng background of the study? First of all, since na-mention natin na it will be the basis, one of the basis ng mga panelists in even the advisor on looking at your thesis if it is doable or not. Okay? Kasi ang tinitingnan sa background of the study is the whole context of your research put into that section. Remember those 5 points that I have mentioned to you? Yun yung basis nila. Siyempre, makikita din yung thesis statement mo, ano yung goal ng research mo, ano yung relevance niya sa existing field of research. So, napaka-importante ng background of the study. Kailangan ay organize siya and systematize. So, for the second part, ano ba yung dapat na gawin or ways or things to do before you even write down the background of the study? So, yung very first thing that you have to do in writing the background of the study is, of course, to download as many references as possible or literature review as possible, okay? So, hindi po magsa-start yung review of related literature sa second chapter ng ating thesis. Magsa-start siya even before you write down the background of your study. Why? Kasi, pag wala kang prior knowledge sa iyong topic, malamang, hindi mo alam kung ano yung i-research. Okay? So, sa background of the study, as we have mentioned in the 5 points, there is a section na problem gap. Diba? Yung problem gap na yon, para mahanap mo yung problem gap sa iyong research or yung topic, ay kailangan madami kang mabasang relevant and up-to-date references or research na naisulat na. So, please, when you want to write the background of your study, you have to read as many literature review as possible. Okay? So, mag-download ka ng madaming PDF in relation to your topic. So, for the second part is, kailangan magbasa ka. Please, we need to be reader. Diba? And na-mention ko sa first episodes, somewhere in first episodes, na we have to be a wild reader. So, if hindi nyo kaya maging wild reader, you can be a wide reader. So, please, reading is very important even before you write down your background of the study. Kasi kung hindi ka magbabasa, hindi mo alam kung ano yung isusulat mo sa iyong background of the study. Okay, for the third part of our discussion, ano ba talaga yung step-by-step ways on how to write the background of the study? I will let the future ISNE to discuss about it. So, future ISNE, please enter. Okay, so for the part 3, wait lang muna guys. Kuha muna tayo ng tea because it's starting to rain outside and ang ganang uminom ng tea. As a continuation ng ating discussion, I will be thoroughly discussing with you the 3 elements of the background of the study. So, I'm sure most of you know this section, okay? The 3 elements of a background of the study. So, remember guys na pag magsusulat kayo ng background of the study, may 3 section na kailangan yung ma-remember. First is the section of preliminary. Second is body. And third is the conclusion. Okay? So, napaka-importante nitong 3 elements na ito because it's the basis of or the content of your background of the study. So, di ba, na-remember nyo kagabi na I mentioned about the 5 points, namely the definitions, especially yung nature, elements, and forms ng yung topic. Second is problem gap. Third is goal of your study. Fourth is thesis statement. And fifth is the relevance of your study sa existing field. Okay? So, yung 5 na yon actually ay ang format or outline na inyong preliminaries. Okay? So, no need to think hard kung ano ba yung susulat sa ating preliminary kasi nandoon na. So, for example, isipin nyo na lang na ang inyong background of the study ay 3 section, okay? 3 sections. So, first section is si preliminary, third is si body, and second is si body, and third is si conclusion. So preliminary, ang isusulat na naman dyan ay yung 5 points na na-mention ko sa inyo. So, kayo, depende sa inyo kung ilang paragraph ba yung gusto niyo isulat. What I do is, sa preliminary ay, usually, ang sinusulat ko dyan ay 3 paragraph. So, the first paragraph is all about the definition ng aking topic. So, for example, ang aking topic is constructive engagement. Sa definition of the topic, plus the nature, the elements, and the whole existence of the topic ay dinidefine ko siya. So, paano ko ba siya i-define? It's either I quote from a source or I quote from another research. So, it's very important na every time you quote a certain sentence ay ginagawan mo siya ng citation. So, citation is either in close and open parenthesis ways or sa footnote. So, definition of the topic ay i-define mo kung ano yung meaning ng constructive engagement or anything or your topic. So, i-define mo siya from the other source. The second one is yung problem gap. So actually, itong problem gap ay, ang isusulat mo lang dito is kung ano na yung present research or findings ng topic mo. So usually, for some, they are quoting from previous research. Actually, paano ka makahanap ng problem gap? You have to download as many research as possible. And then titingnan mo doon kung saan yung lacking, kung ano pa yung hindi pa nare-research. So I would like to give you a definition from Research 91 that says, the research gap is an unexplored or underexplored area of a research which has further scope for research. So, ang minimi natin sa problem gap is, you have to identify kung ano pa yung hindi pa nare-research. So, for example, in my case, since I research on the constructive engagement sa Philippines, particularly sa BARM, though there are like small monitorings that we did in GWatch, but I really want to know ano ba yung status ng constructive engagement sa Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Si problem gap ay ano pa yung hindi pa na-explore or underexplored na field when it comes to that topic. So for the third paragraph ay ano yung goal or aim mo sa iyong study. So actually, goal of the study is the reflection of the previous section, yung problem gap. Kasi di ba nabasa na natin yung mga kung ano yung gap. So, ang goal ng iyong study is to explain that gap. So, for example, sa akin is, ang gap ng study ko is wala pang research on constructive engagement sa BARM, then that's the goal of my study. So, I want to know what is the status of constructive engagement sa BARM. The fourth one is the thesis statement. So when we say thesis statement, it reflects again the goal of your study. So in my case, ang thesis statement ko ay yung constructive engagement sa BARM ay hindi ganong functional due to the lack of implementation. Okay? So that's my thesis statement. Let's go back to the meaning of thesis statement. Di ba, nasabi natin sa previous episode na ang thesis statement ay yung theory, stand, or position ng author sa isang specific topic. So, in my case, my stand in regards to constructive engagement ay hindi siya masyadong functional dahil because of the lack of implementation. Okay, so for the relevance of your study, actually, ang nilalagay dito is ano ba yung relevance or ambag ng iyong study sa existing field. So, in my case, since ang field ng aking research ay constructive engagement, I want to contribute into the topic by researching about the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. So I want to know if yung constructive engagement ba ay fitted for this kind of governance. Ayun. So isang way din yon or reason or relevance na iyong topic sa existing field. So na-mention na natin kung ano yung ilalagay sa preliminary. Let's continue with the body. So the body is the second component of the background of the study. So ano ba yung nilalagay sa body? Actually, ang ilalagay lang naman sa body ay further details or further citation or further outcomes ng problem gap mo. I want you to remember two things when you want to write down the body of the background of your study. First is, you have to cite a relevant literature review about the assumption you made in the opening paragraph. Ang tanong dito is, paano ka ba makaka-connect ng isang literature review to another? So, di ba na-mention ko na before that you have to download as many references as possible. Kasi, yung mga references na yun, you will piece those together. Kung ano ba yung similarities, differences, ano yung mga outcomes nila if they are the same. Kasi, doon mo, yun yung makukonsider na further information sa iyong body of the background of the study. So, for example, si Mr. X na galing Italy ay nag-research on constructive engagement, and then si guy from Japan and from America and from Africa, and then ganito, ganyan. So you will piece those researcher together and you will cite that in your body of the background of your study. So isa sila, or yung mga research na yun ay yun yung further details mo, okay? So the second point is you have to validate your assumption through citing those. So it's not only citing those researches. You are also citing those research kasi it validates the assumption you made in the first paragraph, okay, of your background of the study. So, napaka-importante talaga ng literature review, okay? Kasi it doesn't only prove your assumption, it's actually the argument. So, nakikita nyo, even in the background of the study, ay may argument now or stand or proof that you have to give in relation to your thesis statement. Okay? So, yun ang body of background of the study. So, for the conclusion, napakasimple lang ng conclusion. Why? You know what, guys? Bakit natin ginagawa yung conclusion is because you have to put a closing paragraph. So, ano ba yung nilalagay sa closing paragraph? First is, you have to restate the thesis. So, kailangan i-restate mo yung thesis statement mo. Pangalawa, reiterate supporting points. So, you have to give a supporting argument to your thesis. Kahit isa lang. Okay na yun. So, the third is connection. Kailangan mong i-connect yung opening paragraph to the closing statement. And then, the fourth one is you have to provide your personal insights. Napaka-importante nito. It's not only their research, but also you have to give your personal insights to your topic. So, that's the closing or the conclusion. So, actually, yun lang yung ilalagay sa background of the study. Do not forget, okay, there are 3 sections. Preliminary, body, and conclusion. Si preliminary, ang ilalagay dyan ay yung definition, problem gap, goal of the study, thesis statement, and the relevance of your study to the existing field. So ayun guys, alhamdulillah, we get to finish our discussion on the background of the study, and I really hope na may natutunan kayo sa topic na ito. So, thank you so much for being here with me and listening to the discussion. I hope na in the next episode, which is the problem statement or statement of the problem, i-discuss natin yan, paano tayo gagawa ng statement of the problem, ay still you are following this journey. So I'm really happy to be sharing with you guys another episode ng ating Friday WriteDay with me, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to support this page SNP dito sa Facebook, and I hope to see you in the next episode ng ating Friday WriteDay with me, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.